All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you got a big old cup of coffee, and welcome back to another day of 10 of the trending articles in the crypto news space. Woo! All right, got an interesting lineup for you guys today. First off, though, thanks to everyone who has subscribed. It really does mean a lot to me. And a link to everything talked about is down in the description that you can follow so you can do your own research. Don't just take your words from me. It's very important that you guys actually go digging yourself. Trust no one, especially not me. I'm just some dude yelling on a microphone. But hey, let's hop into article number 1 then. So, Ethereum DeFi farmers are rushing to YAM and SRM. We're the Serum Protocol token. It's attracted quite a bit of attention, registering a 1,700% pump after its introduction yesterday. So yeah, almost daily we got DeFi tokens just like bam, 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 bam. If that's not a bubble, I don't know what is, but good for anyone who bought SRM yesterday. So yeah, SRM belongs to Serum, which is a decentralized exchange for derivatives. Serum seeks to incentivize its users and give them more control by decentralizing its governance model. It's been enlisted on exchanges like FTX, Binance, BitMax, HBTC, Uniswap, Balancer, and others. And within an hour of its launch, oh man, it went up 1,000%. The value of the token went from 11 cents to $1.50 within hours. When this article was published, it was sitting at $1.84, which is just insane. So if you put $1,000 into this, you've got like $17,000, which is it's mind blowing to think of. I would not say to expect SRM to continue to do this at this level, but it's a very, very promising start for a very new token. It's outpaced Yearn, Finance, or Wi-Fi, and Ampleforth in terms of growth. It's a lot. And then they just announced this big FTX.com/staking. Yeah, they're trying to give $1 million or 1 million Serum tokens, or what they're calling a mega serum, to one randomly selected user on the 14th, which is just insane because that 1 million RSM at $1.84, that'll make you a millionaire. Dear Lord, it's insanity. And they're really trying to drive this growth. I personally see that once this staking giveaway is done, we're going to see a pretty big dump from the coin, just because any giveaway like that is going to drive a lot of users. It's essentially like playing the lottery, only once you're done you can still sell your losing lottery ticket and get your money back. So I expect to see a decent amount of that going on once that's done, but still, Serum is brand spanking new, and I would do some serious research before you go and buy any of it. I'd be very wary because of this giveaway, but at the same time, $1.8 million, even if it loses half its value, that's still more than enough to completely change a person's life. So I can see why it's getting the pump that it's getting. So yeah, we keep an eye on Serum. All right, well, hey, so VECHAIN partnered up with Oxford a while ago, and they're actually expanding on this partnership. So good news for all you VECHAIN folks out there. So they announced yesterday in a blog post that the Mathematical Institute of the University of Oxford, quite the mouthful, and the VECHAIN Foundation will offer an independent scientific advice. Both partners have published a technical paper entitled Alpha Block, an evaluation framework for blockchain consensus protocols. And that is a lot of words that mean a heck of a lot of nothing to the vast majority of us. But the idea is they're trying to evaluate or provide a framework to help evaluate consensus protocols, or how a blockchain agrees on which transactions are valid and which ones aren't on like a large scale. So currently there's theoretical models that exist to kind of like analyze like the security of it, but there's no actual like established way to objectively evaluate its performance. And so that's what they're trying to do, is make this framework so that way an outside observer can like look at these things and go, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is good, but this needs work, that type of thing. It's very interesting. It's dry. You're not going to see the price of VeChain pumping over this announcement, but being partnered up with a very prestigious university and putting out some highly theoretical and high concept papers is kind of how you push the boundaries of what a blockchain can and cannot be. So this is actually really good for the long term, but you're not going to see a pump from this. It's just not blah. So the VeChain Foundation further explained that it's been long committed to improving the underlying consensus of VeChain Thor's blockchain for long-term development and ecosystem robustness. Basically, what I just said, they're looking. Like, they're not looking at Q4 of 2020, they're looking at fiscal year 2025 and what steps do we need to make so that way we're competitive there. And that's how you get a multi-billion-dollar business. You need to focus on the day-to-day, but if you don't have an overarching vision and a long-term goal that each day is working towards, you're not going to get there. You have to have that idea in your head and a plan to go step by step to get to that point. So VeChain has that plan. That's why I love this currency so much in the foundation. I think they're doing great work, real world use cases, and they have a clear plan and a clear vision. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Let's jump over to article number 3, more disappointing. So I was super hyped yesterday because Grayscale was putting out this new TV spot, and I was, oh, my back, sorry. Just got a random twinge. But yeah, I was talking about Grayscale and how the ad might be huge news. It might be amazing. But it's not. So, amid sky-high expectations, mine included, the latest television ad from Grayscale Investments has been pretty much a disappointment to many Bitcoiners. It's a 30-second ad. It's running on business and finance cable TV channels, and there were hopes that it would be unveiled to bring crypto investing to the millions. I watched the video. Twitter's racked up. I think it's over 100K at this point, but it's not Bitcoin boosting. It literally just takes you from like the history of currency. Like, here's like barter, cattle, seashells, gold, silver, dollars, currency, and then it's just like go digital, and then it just lists a bunch of their trusts that they have. So one person said, "Can't believe you spent that much money." They didn't say Bitcoin, and they actually listed Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic. For those of you who might not be aware, Ethereum Classic has been like under like a 51% attack, or has suffered like multiple 51% attacks. John Miles was hyped for this, and he was pretty disappointed. I'm also pretty disappointed. Like, there's music playing on it. I can't even remember what song it was, but it was so loud. Like, it almost overshadowed the words. It was so loud. Like, I watched that, and if I didn't know exactly what all those things were, I would have no idea what I just watched. The, like, spiel at the end that lists all their crypto trusts, it's on the screen for less than 5 seconds. Like, it looked like gobbledygook to me, and I know what I'm looking at. So I was very unhappy with it. I was hoping this would lead to something, and it's just not going to. But, a few members out here in the crypto community have taken the opportunity to poke fun at it. Parody video from John Cincinnati overdubs the video over and over with the memorable tagline, "We don't give an F of what you buy, just buy some." And that's kind of the feeling I got from it. So, unfortunate, disappointing, sad. Moving on. Article 4. So, those of you who don't know, the cryptocurrency space has been dropping the past couple days, and Bitcoin's price Well, they call it a crash, but we're still over 11K, so crash in a relative sense. But it's been correlated with gold and silver, who are taking a big plunge right now. So the three assets are moving in a very similar manner, regardless of their direction. So some people are starting to say that gold's price could be used as an indicator of Bitcoin's behavior, as long as the correlation remains high, which that's in my opinion, a John Madden moment. Like, he's running to the end zone. Like, yeah, no duh. If the correlation between the two remains high, so you can use gold's price to kind of see where Bitcoin's going to go. And this performance also kind of shows that the cryptocurrency is more and more being seen as a store of value. So why did gold and silver crash? Well, they were pumping because everyone thought the United States was going to send every tax-paying citizen another $1,200 and then print a crap ton of money to do so, and they haven't. Stimulus talks have failed again. Trump signed some executive orders, which are, I'm trying to be apolitical here, but while they could be effective in helping people, they are at best legally dubious if he actually has the authority to do those things. The Constitution really does give the purse strings to Congress, so while he may have actually had good intentions in doing this, I don't know if they're actually going to be able to follow through on some of them. So that's that. But, gold is historically seen as an inflation hedge, and yeah, if they were going to be printing off another trillion or $2 to help out with things, having some money in gold would help buoy you when money is probably going to be inflating. But yeah, that narrative has been strengthening up for Bitcoin as well. We've talked about it a lot on this channel. Like, the more money that's printed, the more inflationary. Bitcoin's designed to be deflationary, so it's going to statistically go up as the price of goods goes up, because it takes more dollars to buy the same amount of stuff, but you can buy that same amount of stuff with less Bitcoin. So, pretty interesting argument. I like it. I think it's true. And it's pushing things in a very interesting direction. So, that's it for Article 4. Let's hop over here. Just a quick update on China's DCEP, or digital RMB. Their digital yuan. They're planning on launching it in the Greater Bay Area, which comprises Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau. And it would be the first place where the technology is publicly piloted. For those of you who don't know, Hong Kong is governed in a really weird way because it was a British territory that was returned to China, but they're kind of autonomous. Macau is where a lot of gambling houses are. And then Guangdong, I believe, is more of a traditional, like, Chinese province. But they have, like, competing legal systems, competing economical priorities, and all this stuff. So they're focusing on it to remove barriers to trade by utilizing the blockchain. So this retail app, it's doing its final stages of beta testing in Shenzhen. And this Greater Bay Area has a combined GDP of $2 trillion. And Beijing wants to turn it into a unified hub instead of 3 different ones. Gonna again stay apolitical and not talk about the way China's exerting more and more control over Hong Kong. That's neither here nor there for the purposes of this video. The lack of standardization of things such as custom and finance regulation have made the region a proving ground, so that way they can, try to push these things out. So Zhao Lei, the financial analyst to Southern Daily, which is a newspaper that kind of serves as a mouthpiece for the Communist Party down in Guangzhou, so take what they say with a grain of salt. But he stated, considering the large-scale cross-border adoption of the DCEP in the future, Guangdong might be one of the most important markets. It has a well-developed business environment, large population, and a wide range of international trade, which will all help push the adoption of the DCEP. So basically, they're throwing it into the fire to see if it can withstand and grow and thrive. Not a bad idea, because if you can make it in this weird quasi 3 different kind of nation states with tourists and all these other outside influences coming in, it can probably survive everywhere. Cool. All right. Well, hey, that was already 5 articles. So let's hop on over to number 6. All right. So we got to touch on the British app Revolut a little bit. So for those of you who don't know, Revolut is a crypto-friendly trading app, and it's one of the biggest fintech startups in Europe. It's got a bit of controversy to it because while you can put crypto onto it and trade it, you can't withdraw crypto from it. So you got to like convert it to fiat and then take it out. So that's kind of because some people don't want to sell their crypto. And if you don't want to sell it, it's then trapped on this app. But it's reportedly tripled its losses in 2019 despite growing in revenue and attracting, many new customers. It's based out of London. It posted a loss of 106 million British pounds, or about $140 American, which is, it went, I would say it tripled it. It went from 43 million bucks to 140. I would say it almost quadrupled it. So Niall Stronowski, founder and CEO over at Revolut, outlined that the massive losses in 2019 came despite a significant surge in customers. He reported on August 11th, we increased daily active customers by 231%, and the number of paying customers grew by 139%. But according to him, the main reasons for the mounting losses were aggressive investment in global expansion and new product offerings. So basically, we've grown, but we were really developing and pushing. They partnered with Visa. They got into like 24 new markets and all these different things. So they're saying like, we lost money, but it's because we're investing so heavily in expanding, so then we can make even more money down the line to make up for it. Which, that is a fair argument, but it's been showing some other signs of difficulties. In June of this year, the company reportedly fired dozens of employees. They say the move was reported to be cost-saving amid the coronavirus, but a new CNBC report says Revolut's business momentum has not been affected, and the firm added another 3 million users in 2020 despite the pandemic. Now, look, sometimes people get let go. Previous job that I was at, a company came in and bought us out, and this company was different than the one we used. We did everything in-house. They centralized everything. So all of a sudden, I want to say 75% of the people who worked in our back offices were phased out. Like, it took them a year to do it, but they were phased out because everything started going through the company's central hub, which for better or for worse is just the way that business model works. It's got advantages and drawbacks. So it could have just been these firings were, hey, we expanded and this position has outlived its usefulness, so we're eliminating it or something like that. So I don't want to say that Revolut fired these people because their company's in trouble and they're dying. They could be doing just fine. These articles are very hard to make a determination. Just be aware that even successful companies in profit, companies in millions of dollars of profit, will lay off people. I am 100% aware of that because it happened to a lot of my friends, and the company's money and profits only went up. It's streamlining things. If a company can make money, it's going to make money. So that's all I got to say about Revolut for right now. Keep an eye on it. I'm not jumping into them anytime soon, but if you're interested, good on you. Leave me a comment down below on why Revolut's better than whatever I'm using. Mostly Coinbase and Binance. So CoinMarketCap's doing something pretty interesting over here for article number 7. They've launched an earn program, paying users to learn about crypto. And then the band protocol is going to be the first one featured there. I don't know if you know this, but Coinbase also has Coinbase Earn. I've used it before. It's kind of cool. You can learn about like the different currencies on their different tradable assets on their site, and you can earn it's anywhere from $5 to $10 in the cryptocurrency to just kind of get you started out and learn about it. Ideally, it's to drive more traffic to those sites. So given that CoinMarketCap is likely the #1 traffic website in crypto where all newcomers go to check their prices, it's where we go to take a look at things, It's really important that they lead this initiative for the users, and that's why we decided to join them, said Silveris Swinarakun, CEO and founder of the Band Protocol, which the Band Protocol is a Chainlink competitor. So they're saying each new CoinMarketCap earn campaign will last for 8 days, and that a CoinMarketCap account is a prerequisite. So pretty interesting idea. Hey, I would sign up for a CoinMarketCap account if you haven't already and see if you can't get on this earn. Hey, it might only be $10 worth of a crypto, but that's $10 more than you had the day before. And with cryptocurrencies, there's always the chance that that could go up in value, and maybe it'll be $20 that you didn't have before down the line. Just something to think about. But hey, pretty cool. But let's move on. So, look, we got to talk about pornography. So funny. So cryptocurrency pornography startup Visori, I don't know, is moving to a decentralized government structure based on the Decentralized Flexible Organization Standard. According to them, the DFO governance will enable token holders to propose changes and vote on governance aspects that will be subject to community voting. The announcement comes shortly before the first airdrop of the firm's PVY token, scheduled at the end of the month. So, DFOs are on-chain orgs that closely resemble DAOs, or Decentralized Autonomous Organization, but they further emphasize the community's ability to shape the services. So the DFO goes even farther than the DAO. DAOs handle some control over the users. The DFO means that any aspect can be changed. So that is a very interesting model they're moving towards. I don't know if giving people complete and absolute full control over a token of this type is the best idea. Like, I'm all for eliminating, regulations and making things free, but there is some level of government you need to have to ensure the safety and well-being of your citizenry. So I'm not sure if this DFO is going to work for them. Kind of picking up what I'm saying. It enables people to change anything. If they don't have a good community around it, this can get very toxic and very dangerous very quickly. So I do have significant reservations about this, but I will say it's going to be one heck of an experiment. So I'm going to keep an eye on it just to kind of see how bad it bombs. But yeah, we'll see. All right, popping over here, Kazakhstan, they're talking about a 15% tax on Bitcoin mining to combat the coronavirus. Aw, because they definitely won't just, leave it once it's done. But a lot of second or third generation mining equipment, the current generation, 2 or 3 generations back, end up over in Kazakhstan continuing to mine because their electricity is just so darn cheap that even those miners can run at cost or are profitable. And it's okay to run at cost if you believe that crypto is only going to go up in the long term. Yeah, I'll run it at cost. I'll lose money on it. It's fine, because I know in 10 years this crypto is going to be worth 10 times as much. So it's a no-brainer. But proposed by the country's Ministry of Economy, the new tax plan requires Bitcoin miners to first file an application for registration with the authorities. After this, they must indicate the 15% tax on their annual calculations. The report notes that the clause on registration makes the bill unique. The taxpayer working with cryptocurrency stands apart from the very beginning of filing a tax return because you have to indicate it up front. Just kind of interesting. It sounds like they're scrounging for cash. But yeah, the funds raised will be channeled towards building the infrastructure that is needed to combat COVID-19 while also giving the economy a bit of a boost. So it's one of those things, we're taxing it for COVID. Oh, and to boost the economy, but this tax will probably stay. Kazakhstan accounts for 8% of the global Bitcoin hash rate. So it's a decent chunk. And this could actually, spur some miners who are operating on the margins in Kazakhstan to shut off their machines. So we could actually see some implications to the Bitcoin hash rate and protocol because of them doing this. I don't know how many people would shut down because of this and how many would be able to weather the storm, but it just adds an extra burden that makes it harder. But every government's going to try to get a cut. That's just what they're going to do. And there's only so much you can do to counteract it. All right, but then to finish things off, let's talk about another kind of not so great country that's struggling. So Venezuela. So they're starting to collect taxes and sanctions in crypto. Yeah. So Venezuela's Bolivian Council of Mayors signed a new tax agreement in 305 municipalities across the country. It's called the National Tax Harmonization Agreement. It will allow the nation to raise taxes and sanctions using the petro, which is the nation's cryptocurrency. The idea behind this is to quote-unquote avoid double taxation. They're doing this as a way to counteract the fact that people are, trading back and forth. Venezuela has been struggling. Large periods of hyperinflation have been just wreaking havoc across the country. And, a lot of the residents are turning to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and stuff like that to send payments. People who live outside Venezuela are able to send Bitcoin to the folks back home. Much easier than trying to send it any other way, and it's much safer. So, while the new bill has approved petro as legal mean to collect taxes, it has prohibited tax collection in foreign currencies, so they still can't do cash. So basically they can do Venezuelan dollars and they can do the petro. Potentially down the line they might open it up to Bitcoin and other cryptos. I mean, if you need money that bad, you're going to take it any way you can get it. But yeah, it's kind of a interesting thing, but it is still the first time I think any country around the world is accepting payments in any type of crypto. So it is a step forward. However janky and weird of a step it is. But hey, and just like that, we've made it. All 10 trending articles. Hope you guys learned something today. Let's hop over to CoinMarketCap. Yeah, we want to hop over to CoinMarketCap and talk about top 10 coins by market cap. Like I said, it's a pretty red day. Bitcoin's at 11.5, down 1% and a third. Not horrible. Ethereum shrunk a little bit, down 0.76% on the day, but it's chipping back up there, $384. XRP is down almost 3%. Chainlink is number 6 by market cap, up another 17%. Christ, that coin just never stops. Bitcoin SV is down by 3.4%. Litecoin's down by 3.6%. Cardano's down by 3.7%. Binance Coin is flat. So yeah, Chainlink is just wrecking things right now. Just absolutely destroying things. Probably talk about them again tomorrow. Let's see anything crazy in the top 20. Cosmos is in the top 20 now. It's up 7%, so good for them, I guess. Otherwise, it's pretty blah. Like I said, the markets are kind of blah right now with gold prices declining, Bitcoin's declining, but we'll see how things go. A lot can change in a day. But hey, thank you for watching, listening, or whatever you're doing. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and all articles below can be found in the link. Enjoy your day, and I will talk to all of you soon. Peace.